Well, welcome everyone to the People's House, regular meeting October 21st, 2025. At this time, I'll ask the City Clerk, Beth Davis, to please call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Here.
Commissioner Sharon Neesmith. Here. Mayor Tom Watson.
Yo.
Commissioner Curtis Maglinger.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bob Glenn.
Here. Thank you. At this time, if you're able to stand, remove your hats and for the invocation and the pledge. Please pray with me. Oh, Heavenly Father, with all this stuff going all around the country and around the world, we give thanks today for our wonderful community in Owensboro. We know that the task is tough to keep people in the right side of God, but if you just look up, not behind, not to one side, not to the other side, just look up, the answers will be there. I ask that you bless these people here, especially our firefighters, first responders, for all they do for us, and all the other first responders that participate in public works. We ask all of this in thy name. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on the agenda, we're going to, Mayor Pro Tem is going to present a Firefighter Appreciation Month proclamation. Bob, you want to come down here and take this? No, you yelled, so you don't even need that. Pro Tem's got a member on the fire department, so I thought it'd be appropriate to allow him to do this.
Thank you, Mayor. So we're going to celebrate Firefighter Appreciation Month with the following proclamation from the City of Owensboro and Mayor Watson. Whereas the month of October has been designated as Firefighter Appreciation Month in recognition of the brave men and women who serve as firefighters, risking their lives daily to protect our community from the dangers of fire and other emergencies. And whereas firefighters not only respond to fires, but they also provide life-saving medical care, rescue victims from dangerous situations, and contribute to the overall safety and well-being of our citizens through fire prevention education and community outreach. And whereas the members of the Owensboro Fire Department demonstrate extraordinary courage, professionalism, and compassion to ensure the safety of our residents and property. And whereas the sacrifices made by firefighters and their families deserve recognition, as they often spend long hours away from their loved ones, serving with dedication and commitment to public safety. And whereas it is important that we acknowledge the hard work, resilience, and selflessness exhibited by firefighters and thank them for their unwavering service to our community. Now, therefore, the Mayor, Thomas H. Watson of Owensboro, hereby proclaims October 2025 as Firefighter Appreciation Month in Owensboro, and we encourage all citizens to join us in expressing our gratitude to the men and women of the Owensboro Fire Department, as well as to firefighters everywhere for their exceptional service and dedication. Victor, will you come forward? Victor is our Firefighter of the Year. Is that correct? Did I have that right? Yeah, congratulations. Everyone, wait a minute. Everybody down. Everybody.
Okay, next item on the agenda, 4B, fire prevention. Brian Roberts, Deputy Fire Marshal. State your name and address for the
Yes, sir.
record.
Thanks, Mayor, Commissioners. Actually, I'm going to have Victor, Firefighter of the Year. He's going to take care of this for me, okay?
Okay,
Does that work?
you up, Vic?
All right. No, I'm Brian Roberts, Deputy Fire Marshal. Talk a little bit about Fire Prevention Month and what we've done this month and really kind of into the whole year. I've got a little slideshow here just to show you guys what we do in the Fire Marshal's office, you know, besides inspections, investigations. This would be kind of considered the fun part of our job, right? So Fire Prevention Week, October 5th through the 11th this year, we did ours on the 6th and 7th with Owensboro Public Schools with the second graders. I want to thank them for letting us do that again this year. This started probably well over 25 years ago with our retired Fire Marshal, Steve Leonard. And this is a program I hope to continue even whenever I'm no longer working for the fire department. That's how much it means to me, and I know to these guys that sit here, getting to work with these kids and teach them our message on fire prevention. So a little bit about what we did. The big thing I stress with them is smoke detectors and making sure that you have one and that it works. They got to hear what it sounded like and know what to do whenever that detector goes off. Have a meeting place, get outside, when and how to call 911. That way it gets us there quicker. They got to learn to stop, drop, and roll. See one of our members dressed up in gear there so they know that, hey, we're there to help. We may look a little bit different in our gear, but we're not scary. We're their friends, right? A lot of fun was had between myself and everybody that helped, and I do want to thank all of our shift guys that helped. Without that collective, this would have been a really hard pull for just myself, so I do appreciate all the ones that did help. So talked with the kids for 10 or 15 minutes, and the thing that they'll remember is this, right? So I'm in and out of schools at different times, and I see the kids that are now in 3rd or 4th grade, and they're like, hey, that was so much fun. We got to spray water. I'm glad they remember that, but I also said, hey, what do you do when your smoke detector goes off? Well, I go outside to my play set. So that's kind of the thing, that they are taking something home with them besides the fun that we do have, right? Fun for them, fun for us. You can see the smiles for them and the memories that they created. So every month in October is Fire Prevention Month, and the theme changes. NFPA comes out with a different theme every year. This year was Charge into Fire Safety. Everybody has one of these, right? So that's the big thing with NFPA this year is your lithium-ion batteries. Not just this, lawnmowers, drills, everything requires a charge, right? And these can be dangerous if charged improperly, wrong way, so they want you to buy only listed products, charge your devices safely, and then recycle your batteries. So, you know, how and what you charge this with does make a difference, right? So I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the Great Chicago Fire. This is kind of how Fire Prevention Week started. It started back in the 1920s by NFPA, and it's always on the week of the Great Chicago Fire. You can see in the picture there kind of the damage that was caused by this fire that burnt for days. Something that we don't think of, Owensboro in that time had a fire, not necessarily this magnitude, but it burnt blocks down here on 2nd Street. It started in a home on 2nd, burnt several homes, then to a horse stable, then that blew hay all through downtown, burning all the way from like Allen to St. Anne. So we lost many blocks down here at this same time period. So just because it happened in Chicago doesn't mean it didn't happen in all these other cities, you know, back in that same time frame. Close out, I just want to make sure anybody in this room, everybody listening, if you have a smoke detector, go home tonight and check it. Check your batteries, make sure that it works. 3/4 of the homes in the country have smoke detectors. That doesn't mean that they all work. Now, each year we have between 35 and 4,000 fire deaths across the country. 60% of those that died, they didn't get to hear the beep, beep, beep from a smoke detector. So, I mean, that's well over, 1,800 to 2,000 people die a year because they didn't hear that sound the one that we kind of take for granted when we burn our food or when the battery goes dead, they didn't get that chance to get out because they didn't hear that sound. So it's very important to me and to us as a department that everybody has a detector. So I'll leave my information there if anybody here needs one. You know of anybody that needs one, please send them my way and we'll get them taken care of. Thank you.
Is that on our website that you will do that?
I don't know if it is on our website or not, but that is something that we could add on there for sure.
Yeah, everybody's social media, you
Yeah.
know. So that might be one thing to think about.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Does
Thank
the
you.
Red Cross still do have a program where they push for that too? I
Yes,
used to
ma'am.
be on that board a long time ago, and
So we did that, what was that, Corey, 2 years ago? We did like a blitz through several neighborhoods in town, door to door. We handed out flyers, and even some of those we put detectors up, you know, that day. But yeah, the Red Cross has been great to give us detectors that we can put up for free.
I do have one question. So I hear you're having a contest to redesign your logo.
Yeah.
So is that, is that open to everybody or just school kids or what's that? That's awesome.
It's open to everybody.
Everybody, okay.
Captain Pendergraft is not here, but Chief Pickrell's in on that as well. And we've had some good entries so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a good one out of it.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Thank you.
Somebody else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Be safe. Next item on the agenda is the Finance Department overview. Danae Galloway, Deputy Director of Finance and Support Services.
Hi, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you
Hello.
for allowing me to present on the Finance Department. I've got a little slideshow that I'm going to do, and I thought what we would do is just kind of give you all some general knowledge of the things that we do. I know a lot of times with the Finance Department, you think about revenue collections and doing financial statements. The Finance Department here in Owensboro does much, much more than that to serve our fellow departments, vendors, and citizens. I have a staff, and Angela has a staff of 17 full-time employees and 3 part-time employees. Our department includes purchasing, tax, accounts payable, clerical staff, and 3 part-time couriers that deliver and serve the city. I'm going to start with the purchasing area. There's a little cartoon here that I found that I thought was pretty cute. It says, in conclusion, our major contract expires tomorrow. We have no idea what we want and little knowledge of the market. It's time to pass this across to our procurement team. This is kind of, sometimes we joke in purchasing because they are really put on the spot sometimes, but they're always ready to go. They're always ready to help and assist and get the departments what they need. We have 2 full-time staff. We have a purchasing manager, Kaylin Fox, and we have a purchasing specialist, which is Whitney McFarland. They do a wonderful job. They take care of all the purchase orders, any change orders for the city, bids, RFPs. They take care of uniform and shoe voucher programs, mainly for OPD and for our fire department. They do all the online auctioning, as well as our in-person auction every year that's held at the Sports Center. They do a great job with that. They take care of quotes, they take care of the cell phones, help with federal procurement for like transit, CDBG, and home. They do year-end closeout of POs for the departments to get those rolled into the new year for POs that aren't fully expended. They do letters of credit. They do many, many things for the finance department, as well as step up and assist the city departments when they're in need of a master agreement to purchase something on, which is like a state agreement, which we're allowed to purchase off of. So they'll step up and help departments find ways to procure things and purchase things and try to make things very timely for them. The next area that I want to talk a little bit about is our tax department. I have 7 full-time staff in the tax department. We have an occupational tax administrator, Data Coombs. Our collection specialist is Kristen Jacomowicz. We have occupational revenue clerks, Michelle Dorati, Pam Green, and Stacy Allen, and then 2 revenue clerks, Sheree McCormick and Cynthia Askins. They take care of all the net profit licensing, the occupational licensing, business licensing, ABC licenses for alcohol beverage control. They audit net profits, they do court cases, they work with businesses that aren't sure how to prepare their net profit. They actually will bring in information, and my girls downstairs who work with that will assist people. Every year we have farmers that come in, small business owners. They don't know how to even start to do a simple net profit, and they will sit down with them and step through it, help them with that process. They take care of revenue collections. This year we had 24,963 property tax bills. About 75 to 80% of those bills will come in through the mail. So the ladies downstairs will open those. They'll reconcile them, make sure the checks are written correctly. We can't send them to the bank if they're not. If there's a problem with them, if someone forgets to sign it or writes it for the wrong amount, they try to reach out, get in contact with them to try to get that reconciled. They do parking tickets. They do all of our revenue that comes in. If we get something back in the accounting area that's a wire, we take that up front and tell them where to code it, where to process it. They do all of those things for us. Last year on net profit audits, our 3-year average, last year we collected over $1 million from audits of net profit returns. Our 3-year average is $706,000 from those audits. The third area that I wanted to talk a little bit about was our accounts payable area. This is Susan Steersman, and she's kind of a one-man show. She does a great job. She processes about 15,000 invoices annually. She helps the department with their processing. She takes care of regional water and Human Relations Commission processing for their invoices, helping them with that. Assist vendors with inquiries. She reconciles statements monthly to make sure bills are being paid and being paid timely. She distributes invoices. We have an accounts payable centralized email. A lot of our vendors send invoices there, and she makes sure those get to the right places, to the right departments for things to get paid on time. And then she does a lot of invoice entry for centralized things like paying the agencies, doing our utility payments. She does a lot of those things, and she does a great job with doing that. She also manages our office supply inventory that we have here at City Hall. Our clerical staff, they're kind of the glue that holds everything together. They're the 2 young ladies that if you kind of have something that you need done that doesn't really fall in a certain area, they're quick to step up and just take care of it for us. Our finance clerk is Sarah Dow, and she manages all the insurance certificates. She takes care of all the fleet titles, making sure our vehicles are registered. If we get a new vehicle, getting it ready to go on the road and registered. If we sell something, getting that title to the proper place. She does all the travel reports for anybody who travels in the city and gets advances and then reconciliations done for travel. She does all of our bulk mailings. She processes all of our property tax bills from getting them folded, getting them sorted for bulk mailing, getting postage on them. She does all of that for us. And another about 60,000 letters that go out for tax every year. She takes care of all of that. And she also oversees the parking garage at Locust Street. Then our administrative aide, which is Angela's right-hand lady, is Ashley Agata, and she is very creative. She is my presentation guru. If you need something, you've got to do a presentation, she looked at my presentation, gave me some pointers. She's excellent with those things. She does invoice entry. She does transient room tax. She helps us get ready when we have KGFOA meetings. She's very creative, and she is kind of that creative piece that we have in the finance department. She's very good with those kinds of things. She helps assemble our reports, our monthly financials, our annual budget book, our audit book, OBKY budget, and the PAFR. She does all of those wonderful things for us. Then you have your accounting staff. We have 3 full-time accountants besides Angela and myself. We have Whitney Brown, she's our senior accountant. Then we also have Carrie Haynes and Deanna Glover. Whitney is our senior accountant. She supervises our 3 part-time couriers. And then I'm not gonna go through all the accounting things that are done. Most people are kind of familiar with our big 3, which are our budget preparation, our annual audit, and then our year-end closing that we have to do to get ready for our audit. Those are very time-consuming, but as you can see, we do a lot of other things, managing capital assets for the city. We do some grant management. We help a lot of the federal programs. We help transit. We help CDBG and home. We do TIF gathering. We have 2 TIF districts, one at Gateway Commons and one downtown. We do all of the gathering of the data the state requires for us to submit to be able to get our reimbursement every year. We do take care of credit cards, and we also support Human Relations Commission and RWRA with accounting. We assist them, make sure they can get their bills paid, and if they have questions or things that they need, then they'll come to the accountants normally with those kinds of things. We're fortunate to have 3 part-time couriers, Walter Phelps, who is a retired city employee, Denny Lee, and Larry Catron. They're very wonderful at what they do. They're very great. They're friendly. They go back and they courier mail. They have 2 routes a day between the city agencies, plus they go to RWRA. They run to the bank for us when we need. They will run and pick up city information and packages for us. They shred documentation for the finance department that needs to be taken care of. They sort the mail. They go to the post office and bring our mail every single day to us. They are very, very good, very friendly. I get a lot of compliments on their professionalism and how friendly they are when they go from site to site. Then we have just special projects and additional duties that we do. Angela and I get a lot of these kinds of things. There's a little list, EPAD and policy reviews, the OBKY budget, any kind of city manager, finance-driven projects, special audits. I help with dispatches audit, annual audit. We have a triennial review for transit, happens every 3 years. I assist with that. Angela does a lot of webinar trainings. We do reporting for dispatch annually. We have a lot of special things we do. I also do, and Angela also oversees the daily work, and I'm kind of boots on the ground with a lot of those things that the accountants do every single day. And then you notice at the bottom, we also have the little caveat and anything else that's asked of us. We get a lot of phone calls just with departments wanting to know how to handle something financially or where to code something. We give a lot of assistance and funnel a lot of calls, and sometimes I get calls and I think they've just grabbed my number off the city's website, honestly, because some of the phone calls I get, I'm not sure how they got to me, but we just get them routed to the proper place. So I just want to say in closing, thank you for allowing me to present about the finance department and kind of the things that we do. We make every cent count, and we're more than just dollars and cents. Like I got on here, we're your finance team. We serve this city, we serve our community, and we take that very seriously. And I'm very blessed to have the staff that I have. I would not trade them for any other staff any place else. They're wonderful. Very hardworking, very professional, and very willing to step up and do anything that's asked of them. So.
Thank you. Sounds like you're getting you got a bullwhip down there or something to keep them going?
No,
Man, that's a lot of work produced by a few people.
It is. It's a lot, but they manage it. And like property tax is really busy right now. And just by example, I mean, yesterday we had 2 mail buckets full of tax bills. And I go back and it's 8:30 and some of the accounts look at me and they're like, so how was the mail today? And I said, well, they've got 2 buckets. And they're like, okay. So next thing you know, one of them comes with just a bucket of mail and we start sorting it and somebody takes a pile and takes a pile. And I mean, we're opening and we're checking checks and we're batching them up for them to enter them. And people are just, they're great. They're great to step in and help. I really feel like we're a team. I'm not just saying that. I mean, everybody has their area of specialty, but this group of people will pull together, and there is no one person that's going to be overwhelmed because they're all ready to step in and help each other.
Well, thank you for all you do. Any questions?
I've got one, real quick. So who is handling, I'm going to look at Ms. Waniger too. So who is handling the work we've been doing, you all have been doing with trying to assimilate the tax collection for Airbnbs and Verbos?
That is mainly Angela's baby, and Ashley helps her do that, the transfer.
Yeah, we just subscribe to a system that we share the cost with the CVB, and it's Deckard Technologies. It's a wonderful system, and in fact, City Manager Pagan is the one that connected with them at one of his conventions, and it's going to be phenomenal. We've not had time to dig into it quite yet, but it's on the radar, and it's not too far down the pike that we'll be knowing everybody and every night they rent. This software shows every night that every address has rented. It's really good information. So, but no, the other than that, the ones that file monthly and file consistently. So.
Right.
Yep.
I know it was a Herculean task when you took it on. That's why I wondered kind of who was doing it and how we were doing it. Sounds like we're getting there. That's great.
It's setting up the process and getting it established, takes a little work, but once you get that up and running, things kind of even out. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Angela. Thank you,
You're so
Danae.
welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
If I could, I also wanted to add when Danae said, you never know what kind of calls we're going to get. I had a call transferred to me, and somebody wanted to know who could pick up the dead possum in their street. And so that just goes to Danae's comment, how do we get some of these calls? But, we know the right number to forward those calls to. So I just had to throw that out there as well.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is city project list.
Thank you, Mayor. The project list is in your packet. I sent that out for your review as we do monthly. So really no project we'll emphasize this week other than to say everything is moving along very well. And other than that, happy to address any questions should you have any.
Any questions? Commissioner Sanford.
Thank you, Mayor. Indoor sports facility, I know we've got, it looks like everything's going up and looking pretty good. I guess we're on time with that. And we have a budget of 18 million. Are we gonna probably come in on budget, you think?
Yeah, I think as of today, I look at Leland to nod, but I know we're definitely on schedule for a summer of 2026 completion date. So it is on time and on schedule, on budget at this time.
Good. Okay, outdoor pickleball complex, where are we at with that one? Have we broke ground? Are we started?
I have not broken ground yet. We're finalizing issues with the club. Unfortunately, Amanda could not be here, and she's really the point of contact with that. So we can get you a better update. I know she had a meeting with the pickleball club last week, and they're trying to finalize their capital or their fundraising campaign because they're making a large contribution to the project.
Do you think that we'll meet budget on that? Maybe? Or will we have to?
There'll be some additional funding required for that.
Okay, that's all.
Quick question onto the paving program. So I know we're headed into winter. Is there, with the streets you have that are completed like Ray Count and Trinity Drive, Are we trying to get those done before December? Is there some specific date that we would do the paving part? Because I know they've done the milling in our neighborhood. So that's where we're at right now. They've stripped off the old.
You talking about Trinity Hill specifically?
Yeah, but I'm talking about anything that's a prep complete. Is our goal to get them done before winter hits, or?
It is, and the asphalt plant typically closes, what, first or second week of December, kind of depending on weather. But typically, everything on that list, Kevin, we're on schedule to get completed this season, which is before the plant closes. So, Kevin, do we have any concerns about asphalt this fall?
Not currently.
Okay, so all those should be done by the closing of the plant.
Thank you.
Okay, item 5A, consider approval of minutes dated October the 7th, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve these minutes. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion, deletions, or additions? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 5B, consider these board appointments. Apollo Area Neighborhood Alliance appoint Mitchell Shell to fill the remainder of an unexpired term ending June 16, 2027, replacing Woody Maglinger. Appoint Ty Scribner to a 2-year term effective October 21st, 2025. Human Relations Commission appoint Christopher Stutchell to fill the remainder of an unexpired term ending November 5th, 2027, replacing Alondra Johnson. Appoint Kayabar Shefka, SHAFAQ, to fill the remainder of an unexpired term ending March 18th, 2028, replacing Ramon Munez, and appoint Courtney Carter to a 3-year term effective October the 21st, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve these board appointments. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Item 6, ordinance, second reading. City Clerk, Beth, excuse me. Roll call vote.
Ordinance 18-2025, an ordinance revising the City of Owensboro Employee Handbook, Chapter 1000, Subchapter 1004, pay chart entitled Full-Time Pay Grades, thereby adding the position Assistant Occupational Tax Administrator, read for approval on second reading this 21st day of October 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second?
Second.
City Manager?
Yes, Mayor, this is second reading of an ordinance reestablishing the position of Assistant Occupational Tax Administrator due to the increasing workload within the city tax department, which Danae just spoke about. It's become necessary to reclassify one of 3 occupational revenue clerks to an Assistant Tax Administrator role. The change enhances the department's depth of knowledge and operational capabilities. It also provides a second staff member who can perform net profit audits, and also that position will support the administrator in several key areas, including reviewing and approving refund requests and assisting in management of the developer incentive agreements. And we have quite a few of those, as you know. This change does not create a new position. It just reclassifies an existing position from a revenue clerk to Assistant Occupational Tax Administrator.
Any questions? I'll make the motion. We already did. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
Roll call.
That's what I said. Roll call vote. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Commissioner Sanford,
Yes.
Commissioner Neesmith,
Yes.
Mayor Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Maglinger,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 7, municipal orders. Ms. Davis. This
Municipal,
will be roll call too, by the way.
Municipal Order 24-2025, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a real estate purchase agreement for the acquisition of property located on Pleasant Valley Road containing 34.798 acres, more or less, read for approval on one reading this 21st day of October 2025.
I'll entertain a motion to approve this municipal order.
Make a motion?
Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City Manager?
Yes, sir, Mayor. This municipal order approves the purchase of approximately 35 acres located between Fairview Drive and Pleasant Valley Road, sort of beside and behind the site of the new East Side Kroger that is under construction. I'll refer you to the screens that you can see. It would be the area shaded in red And you can see to the left of that area in white is actually the Kroger location. So it's basically behind that and then to the sort of south and east of the new Kroger. This property was originally part of a larger 60-acre tract. We purchased the other 25 acres back in 2020. We used that first 25 acres for right-of-way for the Fairview Drive extension, and then we sold the remaining acreage to two different developers, one of whom built a medical complex with various dentists and pediatricians, I believe, there beside Davis County Middle School. And then we sold the remaining acreage to a different local developer who then was instrumental in using that property to locate the Kroger on that Fairview Drive site as well. So that was been put to good use. This property has been owned by the same family for decades. Their initial transaction for the 25 acres that we did in 2020 went very well. And then the family had indicated that they strongly would only sell the remaining 35 acres to the city. Otherwise, it's likely to remain in agricultural use for many years to come. Economic Development Corporation President CEO Claude Bacon is here, and he'll provide some context for the site as well.
Thank you, Mr. Pagan, Mayor and Commissioners and others. Just wanted to quickly speak on the importance of this piece of property from an economic development standpoint, ultimately from its flexibility and variety to the economic development property that we already have in our community. You know, this site in particular is not a site for industrial development. It's not a site for manufacturing development like the recently purchased Massey site that is. So with the positive growth that we are experiencing in the community and with the success that we are having in economic development, I personally feel like that a property of this caliber, flexibility, and the variety in economic development is important. So thank you.
Any other discussion?
Thank you, Mayor. So with this, if we acquire this, is in the fastest development in our community happening, and we've got a lot of great economic development potential. I'm assuming we'll try to annex and try to get that back on the tax roll, that property on the tax roll. Any other advantages or disadvantages of acquiring this?
I think obviously it's a very competitive and good site. That area is developing quickly, especially with the Publix and the Kroger announcements, and as those move forward, I think there'll be a lot of interest in the area. Don't necessarily have a short-term plan for it. The family was willing to sell, and they preferred to sell to us. And so certainly think from a long-term investment, it'll develop. And realistically, this is about as far as the city's going to be able to grow in this direction. You've got the down subdivision to the south and the existing homes along Pleasant Valley Road that have been there for years and years. So frankly, it's not feasible to continue to annex or grow in that direction. So this sort of completes really what we'll be able to do from a long-term perspective. So I think there's value in it from a long-term and strategic perspective.
Thank you.
Commissioner Sanford?
Just a few comments. Struggled with this one a little bit. I actually went out with staff and looked at this. I feel like we've got a lot of other things going on right now, and $3.5 million is a lot of money. It's the taxpayers' money, so I've got to really think about what I want to do here. And I think we have other properties that are long-term investments that we do have a healthy fund balance, but sometimes healthy fund balances can evaporate. And I just want to, I just don't think at this time I can vote for this tonight, but I just wanted to make those few comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And you said 3.4 million, is that the price we're paying for it?
100,000 an acre is the cost, Mayor. It's
So
the same purchase price that we paid in 2020 for the adjoining acreage.
Anybody else?
Well, I just have a question for Nate. So any commercial property that goes on this is clearly going to produce occupation tax revenue and property tax revenue for the city unless we do incentives of some kind, right?
Certainly when it's developed, it would provide revenue for the city. It'd be a net contributor to the city, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but I want to hear it from you. Okay, that's good. Sounds good.
Certainly that would be my position. Angela, any different thoughts, or you think that's certainly a...
No, I'm in complete agreement with that. Yeah, whatever we decide to do with it, we'll decide the best path forward for the city and the constituents as far as future revenue.
All right. Okay, thank you.
We'll weigh in.
All right. When I first started as a city commissioner, not a lot of experience, obviously, since I had never been one. But one of our honorable Kentucky senators approached me and spoke to me in terms of a development we were doing, and wanted to make sure that I realized that there was a lot of property behind that, and we needed to be looking at what we can do to get property and build on it and have economic development where we would continue to increase our city finances. Made sense to me, and at that time, I just said yes, sir, and kept on going because I know he knew more than I did. This was a hard one because we have put out a lot of money for and looking at that. But if we don't grow and we get stagnated and we don't have additional revenue coming in, then that's going to be another story we've got to look at. To me, this particular area, we all know it's growing. If you drive out there, you see it going. So I just wanted to know that we're all thinking of this and what's the best thing and what is it long term. Can we guarantee when that's going to happen? No, but I do think there's a lot of our properties that we do have that are up and available for sale. But this one looks like to me one that would sell faster than some of those others. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in with everybody else. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, roll call. Please.
Commissioner Neesmith,
Yes.
Mayor Watson,
No.
Commissioner Maglinger,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanford.
No.
Motion approved, 3-2.
Yes.
Okay. City manager items.
Thank you, Mayor. Up first will be Angela Waninger presenting the September financial report.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. I'm going to present the financial report for the general fund activity for the month of and year-to-date of September 2025. For those that have the financial packet in front of them, or also for our viewers, it's available online. You can refer to page 3 for more detail. So for the first slide, for the month of September, we have actual revenues of $4,366,353. That was less than budgeted revenues of $5,050,811. This is a variance of $684,458. This variance is primarily due to timing and property tax collections, the Riverport dividend, and the TIF activity, partially offset by higher occupational withholding and net profits. And I just wanted to speak to this just real briefly. The variance in the property tax, just so that everyone knows, we sent the tax bills out 3 weeks later this year than we did last year. So that's the reason for the timing difference. And also the TIF, typically from the state, we would have received the checks, the reimbursements, if you will, usually during fall break week, and we have not received the preliminary letter yet. So there's just some timing. I just wanted to explain those timing differences. It's just strictly timing. And then so for the next slide, we have for the 3 months ended September, we have total actual revenues of $15,249,421. This was less than budgeted revenues of $15,928,949 for a variance of $679,528. This variance is primarily due to timing in the property tax collections, the Riverport dividend, and the TIF, partially offset by higher insurance premium license fees and net profits. Our next slide is expenditures for the sole month of September. Expenditures of $6,042,453 were less than budgeted expenditures of $6,263,916 for a variance of $221,464. This is primarily due to timing and the transfer to OMU. And I know I've been saying that for a long time, but I wanted to let everybody know that we're down to $700,000 there from starting out with 2.5 million. So hopefully we'll get that work down. You won't have to hear me say that much longer. For the last slide, for the 3 months ended September, actual expenditures of $18,164,726 were less than budgeted expenditures of $21,556,098 for a variance of $3,391,372. And this variance is primarily due to timing again in the transfer to OMU, in capital and savings in personnel services. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Before we get to that point, I did want to point out, since Mayor Pro Tem asked last month, you had asked about the unemployment rates, and as you notice in the financial report this month, our occupational is over budget. It's a good sign. But I also wanted to point out that for the month of September, our employment numbers are up 309 positions. It's up to 50,519, which is an increase of 309 from last month. And unemployment went down to 4.1% from 5.2%. So since you had asked about that last month and we had significant change, well, I don't know if it's significant, but, you know, good change, I thought I'd mention that. So,
Thank you very much for doing their homework on that. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, I'll make a motion to file a report for audit. Could I have a second, please? Any discussion, additions or deletions? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Yes.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 8B, please.
Yes, personnel appointments tonight. Probationary, full-time, non-civil service appointments of Seth Evans, bus driver with Public Works Transit Department, effective November 3rd. Jeremy Mulligan, police officer with the Police Department, effective November 3rd. Probationary, full-time, non-civil service promotional appointments of Cameron Ernspiker, telecommunicator with the Police Department, effective November 2nd. Brian Roberts, Battalion Chief with the Fire Department, effective November 2nd. Where's Brian presented tonight? So this would see him transition from Deputy Fire Marshal to Fire Marshal. And regular full-time non-civil service appointments to Matthew Brake, Building Maintenance Operationalist Specialist with the Public Works Buildings Department, effective October 6th. John Michael Perry, Recreational Facilities Manager with the Parks and Recreation Department, effective October 6th. And Julie Burchett, telecommunicator with the Police Department, effective October 7th.
I make a motion to approve these appointments. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 8C, City Manager.
And I have no other comments tonight, Mayor.
Communication from elected officials. Commissioner Sanford?
Nothing this evening.
Commissioner
Thank you, Mayor.
Neesmith?
I have nothing.
Commissioner Maglinger?
No, I just wanted to say you had a great event attending with you with the distinguished guests from our sister city here in the chambers from Czech Republic. That was a great opportunity. And then also honored to have my wonderful, beautiful wife. We're celebrating our 25-year anniversary and celebrating it here locally in Owensboro, the restaurant. So that's great. So here's the 25 more. Thank you, Mayor.
Bless you.
Put up with me.
Pro Tem?
Just one quick comment. I saw that Joe Sheppers, our former city engineer, now RWRA head for many years, is retiring. I want to congratulate Joe on a great career, and I know it'll be in 2026, but he did a great job while he was here with the city of Owensboro. He's done a good job with RWRA, and he's been a good partner to work with. So good luck to Joe in his future endeavors.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is open public forum. Members of the audience may address the Board of Commissioners on any matter of public concern that was not on the agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of the commission. Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. At this time, anyone who wishes to address the city commission, please make their way to the podium. To be recognized, speakers must state their name and address for the clerk's record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Since the item's not on the agenda, no response is required from staff or the Board of Commissioners. The mayor reserves the right to extend the time to the speaker. Who's up? Going once? Twice? Sold. Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Thank you. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Yes.
We're done.